bless you, Simone Biles. Riley Gaines is standing up for women. Why don't you? Should girls have to participate against boys? This is such a ridiculous debate. Riley Gaines had to endure a string of inaccurate, ridiculous, personal criticisms. It's unfair for male transgender athletes to dominate women's sport. The liberal media never ceases to amaze. Hey, you literally, if you're my age or even younger than me to a certain age, you literally can't make this stuff up. Like, this is a world that confuses those my age that don't pay attention like I do, that don't have these platforms, that don't comment on it. The simple premise of should girls have to participate against boys in women's sports is foreign to most people. It's like, well, of course not. There's women's sports categories. What are you doing? It's not even an issue to normal human beings. It's not even an issue to people of thought, not even great thought. I don't hang around with Shakespeare in my life. What are you talking about? It's not even something you consider. Little pixie Simone Biles went after our friend Riley Gaines, who's the host of Gaines for Girls. It's a show on OutKick right here. Riley Gaines had to endure a string of inaccurate, ridiculous, personal criticisms from the old pixie, the little Olympic champ, all because, now think about this, it used to be gals fought over a guy. Used to be gals fought over anything. Now gals fight over should dudes with penises walk around women's locker rooms and participate against women, which is exactly what Riley Gaines had to do, which is not what little pixie, oh, hi, Simone Biles had to do. She didn't have to do shit but beat a bunch of 14-year-old little girls. That's it. That's it. That's why this is beef. Riley Gaines pointed out, and accurately, it's unfair for male transgender athletes to dominate women's sports. Seems reasonable to anybody with half a brain. Now, this disagreement stemmed from Gaines commenting on the transgender softball player who dominated the little girls' competition in Minnesota State softball championship. This is what the little pixie, you knew she was full of shit. You could just tell she was full of shit. Riley Gaines, you're truly sick. Wait a second. In this world, the little pixie, the little, icon of gymnastics who was let off the hook for quitting on her Olympic team a few years ago, starts it with you're truly sick. Now, who are you? Now, these little girls, I'm sure she has some type of education. This little pixie does, Simone Biles. I'm sure there's an education there somewhere. But is it a real education? You know, some schools are going to the can't give lower than the C in colleges to certain groups. Is it really an education? I don't know, and I don't care. She showed she's intolerant and really kind of stupid by starting it out with you're sick. What are you, a psychologist? I mean, you do flips. You vault. You land on your feet. Most of us can land on our feet and we don't have to vault to do it. So now you're a psychologist, a psychiatrist, whatever the hell you are. You're sick. Oh, okay, doc. Doc, little pixie. All of this campaigning because you lost a race. I don't think that's why she's campaigning, dummy. Now, you show you're really stupid and you're really shallow, Simone Biles, and we knew this. I mean, we could tell. Every time you speak, you sound like a 2-year-old girl. I'm guessing you haven't been educated at all. But here, because you lost a race, before you make comments like this, how about educate yourself? How about understand why? No woman should have to sit in the locker room of an NCAA event with a dude walking around with his business hanging out. Now, I don't know what to tell you. If you don't understand that, you're kind of dumber than I think you are, and I think you're really stupid. I actually had not paid attention to Simone Biles. I thought when Simone Biles participated in the Olympics, it was fun to watch. But as a human being, the only thing I know is she was like dumb enough to wear the wrong clothes on the sideline of her husband's game. I don't know. I expect stupid out of our athletes now. I do. I expect if they talk, stupid comes out because they're all brainwashed liberals, but I didn't expect this level of ignorance. Because you lost a race has nothing to do with losing a race. It has to do with standing up for women, you dumbass. Straight up sore loser. This is what folks do. See, she has no knowledge. She didn't take the time to at least Google what happened. She just said stuff. Straight up sore loser. Really? You think that's why? You think that the four other girls ahead of her, you think that she was so upset because she came in fifth, tied for fifth with a dude that's about twice her size. You think that's it? You don't think it had anything to do with actually standing up for women? Now, this is a woman that was accepted into medical school dentistry. This is a very bright woman. This is a very conscientious woman. And I ain't talking about Simone Biles. You should be uplifting the trans community and, in fact, finding a way to make sports more inclusive or creating a new avenue where trans feel safe in sports. That's not her job. You know, they said the same thing. They said the same thing to women back in the 40s and 50s and 60s, even the 70s, hell, even the 80s. You should just stay at home. You should cook. You shouldn't worry yourself about playing sports. No, they said the same ignorant, stupid stuff. Riley Gaines is standing up for women. Why don't you put a category together? I've said, very simple. Actually, I've said it to Riley, and she's agreed. No problem. Hey, man, you're transitioning. Here it is. Simone, it's simple. Go play against the men. Hey, Simone, let me ask you a question, and I'm going to say it slowly because you seem really dumb. Why do all transgender folks, athletes, participate against women? There's no rule. There's no law. There's no mandate. There's no provision in any type article, in any type rule book. Do it because they want to win. I say play against men. Simple. There it is, Simone, you dumbass. There it is, right there. Right there. It's simple. There's your category. Why is it Riley Gaines' job? See, this is so vague and dumb. You're the one with the big platform, little gal. You're the one. You're America's little pixie. Why don't you do something? Huh? One thing for sure is no one in sports is safe with you around. Really? Who's Riley Gaines hurt? I would argue no women in sports are safe with Simone Biles around. Why? Because she wants dudes in the locker room. It's only a matter of time. We all know this. It's only a matter of time before one of these dudes does something stupid, rape, attack. I guarantee it. It's only a matter of time. We see it all the time. Everybody wanted men to go into women's bathrooms. I mean, I can't count each week how many times somebody is arrested for voyeurism, assault, attempted abduction by going into women's bathrooms. I mean, just stop. It's bound to happen. You know it is. What's wrong with you? Man, I guess I'm not surprised by any athletes. I'm surprised, frankly, that Simone Biles could put this many sentences together. Man, here's Riley Gaines' response.
Yesterday, Simone Biles, the Olympic gymnast, the best of the best, bar none. There is no one else even remotely in her league in women's gymnastics. I guess in an attempt to be inclusive and virtuous, decided to sell out all women and girls who have dreams to achieve and to succeed, and to specifically personally attack and body shame me. She tweeted this out of the blue, like this came out of nowhere, and she said, Riley, me, you're truly sick, all of this campaigning because you lost a race. First of all, if she's insinuating I lost to a man, I've lost several races in my career, duh, that's part of being an athlete. But if she's saying I lost to a man, that's factually incorrect. We tied, besides the point. Straight up sore loser. You should be uplifting the trans community and perhaps finding a way to make sports inclusive or creating a new avenue where trans feel safe in sports. Let me get something straight. It's my job. It's the women's job. This is what Simone Biles is saying. It's the women's job to find a way for the men's feelings to be validated. for their identity to be affirmed. That's not my job, actually, at all. So to say I should be doing this is insane. If she wants to use her platform to uplift men and women's sports, then by all means. But it's certainly not my job, and I don't believe it's the job of any woman to do this. She goes on to say, but instead you bully them. One thing's for sure, no one in sports is safe with you around. I can't even make sense of that last part, actually. Then out of the blue, she tweeted this. Bully someone your own size, which would ironically be a male. Which is hilarious, really for two reasons. Number one, she's acknowledging there are differences, like physiological, biological differences between men and women in saying this. Secondly, I'm 5'5", which might seem like a giant to someone who's like 4'7", 4'8", but I'm pretty standard size for a woman. I guess like relatively muscular, right? Being an athlete, I would imagine Simone would understand that, but I weigh like 135 pounds, 5'5", of pretty much pure muscle. And again, if anyone would understand that, you would think it's Simone Biles, a woman who has historically been scrutinized for having a very muscular, masculine-looking body. She was scrutinized to the point she did this whole body positivity campaign. Then she has the nerve to say that I look like a man.
Body shames a fellow female athlete, implicitly acknowledges that men or women are different. She does right there, with men's generally being bigger and stronger, faster than females. All right, disregards the fact that Riley is going after men in women's sports. Man. Simone Biles, you got a gold medal in stupid. How about that? Body shaming a 5'5" woman who lost to like a 6'2" dude. The picture of Riley Gaines next to whatever that dude Thomas's name is fascinating. But anyway, but wait, there's more. A 2017 tweet. You can't make this up. By Simone Biles. Good thing guys don't compete against girls, or he'll take all the gold medals. Wait, what? What? Wait a second. That doesn't sound like 2025. Let me guess. You've evolved. You know what that sound is right now? That sound you hear is a PR team with Simone Biles and all these little companies that this little moron represents, trying to figure out how to get out from under this. It is only a matter of time, and you know this, before she claims victim status. I'm a victim. People are coming at you. Know this is coming. You know Simone Biles is coming. It's coming. She got 8. Look at this picture. Yeah? You think the dude on the left looks like the woman on the right? Is that what you think, Simone Biles? I don't know, honey. Peaches, I don't know, baby. That don't look the same to me. Now, we're supposed to, and Riley Gaines is supposed to protect this, while the guy on the left arrogantly walked around showing his junk. Don't act like Leah Thomas or whatever this dude's name is some, innocent dude here. He knew exactly what he was doing walking around a women's locker room, and the NCAA was too chicken shit to do anything about it. So Gaines, good thing guys don't compete against girls or he'd take all the gold medals. No shit. Well, here's Riley Gaines. Don't you hate it when your past self completely undermines your current nonsensical argument? How has 2025 Simone reconciled with the fact that 2017 was a truly sick bully by her own standards? Man, oh man. What happened between 17 and 25 to have this 180? Friend of the show, Taylor Silverman, who has been in the fight for women's rights, had an excellent question for Biles given her recent statement. If Larry Nassar came out as trans, would you want him moved to a women's prison? It's an interesting question, and I got to tell you, it ain't that far from the truth. We've seen numerous times dudes saying, hey, man, I feel like a woman, and they get moved to the women's prison, particularly in our more liberal, dumbass cities and states. No, it's amazing to me that this question is actually a serious one. No, it is. Riley also discussed this while pointing out that Biles was brave to call out sexual abuse that Nassar committed on the gymnastic community. She was. Took her a minute, but she was. Here's Riley on Simone after her
This is a woman who
internalized
has been
misogyny.
incredibly brave and calling out and witnessing the horrific sexual abuse that she and hundreds of other female gymnasts faced at the hands of one sexual predator, that predator being Larry Nassar. In the same breath, believing that vulnerable women should be forced to strip down naked in front of men in locker rooms so long as it makes the man feel happy. If Larry Nassar came out as trans, would Simone think it's responsible or safe for him to be housed in a women's prison? To be very, very clear, I could care less what Simone Biles says about me. I'm a very secure person. I know I'm on the right side of history. I'm married, so if she wants to say I look like a man, I literally could care less. The most heartbreaking part about this, for me, is the platform that she has and the amount of young girls who look up to her. That she just, in a blink of an eye, sold out to appear to be virtuous. What we saw from Simone is the definition of pulling up the ladder behind you, something people like Megan Rapinoe have also done. I have a feeling that if Simone's inclusive dream came true, she would have 0 Olympic medals and no one would even know who she is. So, if she wants to advocate for men and women's sports, by all means, it's America, you get to do that. I get to call you stupid for it, but you get to do that. Maybe in the 28 Olympics, she can compete and pommel horse in the rings. But I am going to keep standing up for women and girls, which is just about the least controversial take on the entire planet. If you can remove yourself from the opinions of the elite, of mainstream media, of Hollywood, of any elected representation, the position that I have taken is the same position that about 90% of Americans have taken, which is that men should not be in women's sports. Simone Biles having internalized misogyny and being a male apologist was certainly not on my 2025 bingo card.
I don't think it was on anybody's bingo card. Women are supposed to make sure that men feel comfortable. What is this, 1922? What, we living in Mad Men times? If you ever saw Mad Men with John Hams, you'll know the reference. Martina Navratilova, the tennis great. She's taken a side in this, and she's taken the side of Riley Gaines because while Martina has always fought for gay and lesbian rights, she does have common sense. Hey, Simone, we met last year at the U.S. Open. Not sure you remember. But anyway, I'd love to talk to you about this. Pretty sure there's more to it than you know at this time. Yeah, there is. Simone Biles doesn't know shit. Oh, man, I love it. Martina frequently calls out the nonsense of transgender in women's sports, staying true to form on Saturday morning. While Martina is progressive in her political views, she stood by Gaines, who is an ardent conservative. They haven't always seen eye to eye, these two. But here's what she said. Riley is Megan. I couldn't disagree with her more on politics, but on keeping sports safe and fair for girls and women, I agree with her 100%. As most people, Republicans, Democrats, and everyone in between also do. This is why I go back to what I said earlier. This is such a ridiculous debate. And if you are of an age that thinks for themselves and doesn't get swayed by Hollywood or the elites or all the other nonsense, it's not even a question. Now, I get it, younger folks, maybe they're more open-minded. I don't know. Maybe they just haven't participated. But I got to tell you, let's just take somebody 35 with an 8-year-old daughter. If a boy was in their locker room swinging it around, I don't think they'd like that. Somebody 40 with a 20-year-old daughter or a 15-year-old daughter, I don't think they'd like that. It's just such a non-story that became a story because everybody's trying to be something. Man, USA Today did what USA Today does, the home of our friend Greg Doyle and other idiots, Nancy Armour, published a truly embarrassing piece. The article, an opinion piece by Nancy Armour, makes several incredible unsupported claims about both Riley Gaines and biological reality. The worst paragraph, though, includes Armour actually making the nonsensical claim that males don't have the physical advantages over females. Really? There's no scientific evidence that transgender women athletes have a physical advantage over cisgender women athletes. But that hasn't stopped Gaines from claiming they do. There's not? I mean, all I know is this. Look, all I know is Serena Williams, the greatest women's tennis player of all time, said, yeah, I got my ass kicked by the 350th men's player, currently ranked. She insists they are robbing cisgender women a place on the podium, but she doesn't care if it's a 12 or 22-year-old that's putting in harm's way in this overheated climate where ignorance and violence are celebrated equally. Wait a second. What are you talking about? Where's the violence? I haven't seen any violence. I haven't seen any ignorance out of anybody but Nancy or Moore. It's going to be the same idiots. Like Nancy tries so hard and is so brave that, well, she protected all of her tweets. These new media guys that defend this kind of crap and lie have gone to a new strategy, which is delete or not allow any comments to their tweets. Nancy took it a step farther and protected all her stuff so that nobody could comment to her dumbass. You're telling me there's no physical differences between men and women. All you got to do is look at the picture of Riley Gaines and Leah Thomas on a podium. That's all you got to do. And then simply ask a question. Why do all these transgender men participate against women? Why don't they go participate against men? You want the answer? Because they already tried it, and they got their ass kicked. Leah Thomas was like, I don't know, the 500th ranked men's swimmer in the country, stood on a podium against the women. But according to Nancy Armour, there's no psychological or biological evidence. Really? Okay. Honest to God, I figured it was all more an emotional kind of thing where I want to fit in, I want to be seen in the liberal community as progressive. I didn't realize it was just inherently stupid. I did when it comes to that old washed up Nancy Armour, whoever the hell she is. But honest to God, to say there's no physical difference. Hey, put up that picture, would you, again, of Leah Thomas against Riley Gaines? I'd say there's a physical difference. That on the left is a 300 to 500 ranked swimmer. Okay? That on the left is sitting at a podium getting fifth place in women. That's only about a difference of, 400 or 500 spots, but there's no physical difference. Man, Nancy Armour, I love you. Look at the size difference here. Look at the size of that animal on the left compared to the other little girls. What I don't like is the face. The face, the girl on the right, she's like, what the hell am I doing up here? Honest to God, what am I doing up here swimming against this guy? But somehow, some way, while this guy is parading around a locker room full of women, it's the women that are dangerous, according to Simone Biles and Nancy Moore. It's the women that are dangerous. These three women don't equal this one dude, but it's the women that are dangerous. Our friend at OutKick, Ian Miller, he had a great retort on Nancy's incredibly misinformed article. There's no scientific evidence that males have physical advantages over females? What universe do these people live in? Because it ain't ours. Not that we even need to research it to confirm that males are stronger than females, but there is, in fact, scientific evidence that transgender athletes have advantages over women in sports. According to a study published by PubMed, biological sex is a primary determinant of athletic performance based on fundamental sex differences in anatomy, physiology, dictated by sex chromosomes and chromosomes and hormones. Adult men are typically stronger, more powerful, faster than women of similar age and training status. Thus, for athletic events and sports relying on endurance, muscle strength, speed, and power, males typically outperform females by 10 to 30% depending on the requirements of the event. Really? Duh. It's unbelievable. The liberal media, the home of Greg Doyle, the home of Dan Wolken, the home of Nancy Armour. Man, USA Today, go get him, Gannett. Go get him, baby. The liberal media never ceases to amaze. And people wonder why in 2024 Donald Trump and conservatives won in a landslide. No, you don't. You know. I thought the world was stupid. And then Friday night happened. Hey, you enjoying the show so far? Of course you are. Make sure you go to the OutKick page on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/@OutKick/video to like, comment, and subscribe. That way you'll never miss any of our great content. Little wokey Mikey Florio's back. Are we taking a break? Nah, let's not take a break. What do we got to do? It doesn't say break. Doesn't say break. If we don't say break, I'm going. We only got an hour show today because I got to go on America's Newsroom on Fox. But having said that, little wokey Mikey Florio is back with his continued attacks on newly signed quarterback of the Steelers, Aaron Rodgers. stating his ears are burning watching the Joe Rogan interview with Rodgers. Why? Okay, good. Here's Florio.
He recently told Joe Rogan in a 184-minute podcast about nothing that I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. I love your show. I don't consume a lot of content. I watched those 3 hours, and I don't know what I heard. I think my ears were bleeding by the time it was over.
Okay.
But
okay. All right. So you didn't know what you heard? Well, good. I mean, maybe go listen to it again. Are we supposed to, I guess we're all supposed to make it such that Mike Florio approves? What are you talking about? Gives a shit about Mike Florio. Dating all the way back to 2011, Florio has bashed Rodgers over his on-field and off-field behavior. More recently, Florio effectively blamed Rodgers for the New York Jets firing Robert Saleh and ripped New York City media for not pressing Rodgers about it. God, we must, honest to God, if you're going to be a pro football player, you must appease Mike Florio. During the past few years of Rodgers' career, as he has entered the fray with more thoughts on political and social issues, Florio has jeered the future Hall of Famer. He's gone at the future Hall of Famer for openly appearing with friendly hosts. Well, I don't know. That's what it's going to look like. He's wearing number 8. The veteran quarterback signed a 1-year, $13.6 million deal after passing a physical at the team facility. How about this? How about Daniel Jones? Daniel Jones's contract is damn near the same, but with incentives might even be more. $10 million guaranteed, worth up to 19. I lied. $0.5 million. Daniel Jones, I think, can make up to 15. How about that? Look, I don't know what's going to happen here, but the dude is a 4-time most valuable player in the NFL. And because he doesn't go along with the morons of the NFL and other media, he must be bashed. Now remember, the side that Florio and other morons of the national football media side with is the most tolerant side. The liberal side. Oh, by the way, as they burn down L.A. as we speak. But remember, they claim to be that. We are the liberal side. We are the most tolerant side. Really? Unless, of course, you go against what we think, and then once again, for example, number 6,872, they show themselves to be complete frauds. Man, I got to tell you, going back to when I started a sports talk show in Indy about 15, 16 years ago, maybe 17 now, Mike Florio was some little dude begging to come on. And now 4-time MVPs must answer to the heavily groomed one, Mike Florio. Good for Mike Florio. He made a lot of money grifting, acting. Man, honest to God, I've never been an Aaron Rodgers fan one way or the other. Never really cared. I enjoyed him on a late 420 game, down 3, with the ball, in the snow, in Green Bay. I enjoyed the hell out of watching that. Dark here, nothing to do. Whatever you did during the day, it's over, and you're watching the last quarter. And Rodgers inevitably did what Rodgers does, bring him back for the win. I like that a lot. A whole lot. Other than that, I care less. But he's a friend of Pat McAfee's, so he's a friend of mine. Hey, easy, all you guys. Easy. Don't be criticizing the damn Pacers. Easy. Look, all right, I'm going to give you a dummy verse. Well, they stole one in OKC, so they did their job. They didn't steal anything in game 1 in OKC. They won the game with great play, clutch performances at the end. But last night, I got to tell you, you could have turned the game off, but we didn't because it's the Pacers and they're terrific late. But the Thunder were really good. You know, sometimes in sports, it's not that difficult. Sometimes in sports, you simply got to go, you know what? That team was really good. That guy was really good. That team was really, really good. And that's what happened last night. Like, people can say, well, the Pacers didn't play well. Well, the Pacers aren't as good as the Thunder. And it may all be true. It legitimately may all be true. It may. But I don't know yet. Pacers won game 1. Thunder ripped their ass in game 2. Now, let me go through some things for you that will always determine the outcome of the game. And I'm also going to tell you how I'm brilliant. A few years ago, Kevin Pritchard, the president, I thought he was GM, he's president of the Pacers, called me up. He goes, hey, man, who are some, when I was working in the Big Ten, give me a Big Ten player you think could be a really good pro? And I forget who was in the league, but I said, I'll tell you exactly who, Aaron Wiggins. Aaron Wiggins was a guard, 6'6", long-arm guard. Wasn't really considered, he was considered a pro, but wasn't really considered. Could shoot the hell out of it. He looked like an NBA player because of his stroke and his length. Well, I had lost track of Aaron Wiggins. I figured, just another dumb thing that Dakich says. Oops. Last night, Aaron Wiggins made 5 threes, scored 18 points in 21 minutes. Aaron Wiggins in the plus-minus was plus 18. Aaron Wiggins did exactly what Aaron Wiggins could do. Instant offense. Good for him. That's how you win playoff series. You guard like crazy, and you get fantastic performances from guys. And last night, Alex Caruso and Aaron Wiggins combined off the bench for 38 points. Damn. Wiggins was plus 24. I believe I said plus 21. Halliburton got going late, and that's all the broadcasts become. Well, he's got to do this earlier. He ended up with 17. But I got to tell you, that team last night between Aaron Wiggins, between Aaron Wiggins, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and the rest, pretty damn good. They showed you why. They guarded. They were tough. They made it hard for the star player, Halliburton, to get going. And they got fantastic performances off the bench. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one for the Pacers. I ain't mad about it, though. I ain't mad about it. Not even a little bit. I'm not mad. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not mad. A new era of by the way, I don't care if nobody watches the NBA Finals. I saw it the other day. Not a highly rated event, game 1. I don't care. Personally, see this face going to be glued to that TV. I would show you my big fat ass, but, I would have to stand up, turn around, and shake it for you. It's going to be planted for game 3 tomorrow or Wednesday. No, it is. Don't at me about it either. I don't care if none of you watch. Doesn't matter to me a second. My team, my city, my state is in the NBA Finals, and my fat ass is watching. It's 1-1. We got home court. Take care of business at home. Much easier said than done. But I don't want to hear about, what is it, mid-level teams. Suck it. We're in the finals. And my ass is watching. Hey, it's a new era. College athletics officially underway after a few years of finagling, battling back and forth behind the scenes. Guess what? A solution to a settlement that's going to change the face of college athletics has been reached. The House settlement has finally been approved. Now we are headed to uncharted territory with plenty of questions still to be asked. Bottom line is, lots here, cap on the amount of money a school can spend, most of it going to football and basketball, and it can come from the school. According to the court order, schools will have roughly $20.5 million to share with their athletes. So we'll be broken up into different sports, which is at the direction of each school participating in revenue sharing. Let me give you just a little bit of a hint. Indiana University signed a new basketball coach, Darren DeFries. They lost every ounce of their scoring from last year. They have 0% coming back. He had to refill a roster. At a dinner, an NIL dinner that happens every year in Indiana, at Hubler's Farm in southern Indiana, there was a discussion about NIL money. And the football coach, Kurt Signetti, said, well, once they hired Darren and he had to redo a roster, money became tight. meaning he didn't have enough money, he's saying. So one of two things is true. Either that is true, and it's simply what happened, or he's trying to get more money out of the people there. But bottom line is, this is going to be a reality. Money's going to get tight because $20 million is what Ohio State spent last year alone in football. That ain't basketball, that ain't baseball, that ain't softball, that ain't volleyball, football. $20 million is allegedly what most teams are spending at the minimum. Most teams have upped that. It's going to be fascinating. We're looking at an era now where players who are looking to cash in on their NIL will be dealing directly with the school, and that's probably good, while third-party collectives will still be around at most schools. See, I don't understand this. You're telling me, yes, we got to deal with the school, but we're still going to have collectives. So the way I look at this is you got $20 million. Let's just take it back to when I played. You had a scholarship, and that was it. Boosters would come in at different schools and, do it illegally. Is that what these collectives are? I don't know. In her order, Judge Wilkin also said she is unclear whether the upcoming revenue-sharing cap is a violation of antitrust law. This will certainly lead to lawsuits being filed that will be connected to the cap placed on NIL payments from the schools themselves. They're also going to backdate, and they're going to pay people that played from 2016 on. That's BS. Guys in the Big Ten that should be played are Isaiah paid, Magic Johnson, if you're going to go backwards, Scott May, Bobby Wilkerson, the 1976 Indiana team. The foundation or legacy or whatever you call it, estate of Bob Knight, Johnny Orr, played a national championship game. Isaiah Thomas, as I said, Randy Whitman from Indiana. Ricky Green, you don't even know these names. Phil Hubbard, that played at Michigan, that brought the Big Ten into the modern world of college basketball. Keith Smart, game-winning shot. Steve Alvin, those are the guys that should be paid, not some slapdick. I don't know what the future of college basketball, football, baseball is. I know it's not slowing down. A lot of people think it's going to slow down. I don't think so. What I do think is we're going to have another mess because the NCAA is going to have to figure out, or schools are going to have to figure out, well, first off, who's leading? Second off, what are these collectives going to be about? What are these collectives going to be about? Where are they going to head? Are they going to be separate? Are they going to be like the old fat guy of the SEC? That would try to buy recruits back in the day? Is that what now collectives are? I don't know. Nobody knows. I've asked coaches like, Dan, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know. Another interesting note is that on Friday night, a new prominent figure entered the sports landscape. The guy's name is Brian Seeley. Listen to this. According to multiple reports, Major League Baseball executive Brian Seeley is set to be named CEO of the newly formed College Sports Commission that will be the enforcement arm of the House settlement, along with providing guidance on traversing this terrain. All right. Well, here's the deal. College Sports Commission is the new enforcement arm that will have the final say in handing out punishment and determining when rules are violated. So who's Seeley? Look at this guy. Prior to the move, he was Major League Baseball's executive vice president of legal and operation. He was hired for the role by the commissioner of the Power Four conferences in addition to the group of current athletic directors and report directly to the commissioner of the Big Ten, SEC, Big 12, and ACC. I don't know if you notice what's going on, but one thing I do think is going to happen, these guys are breaking away. They've already broken away to some degree. Like while your favorite team may be the MAC, guess what? Your favorite team is now a farm system for these schools. It just is. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I am fascinated. Schools are now going to do the paying, $20.5 million, but you got collectives over here raising money to pay those. I ask a simple question. Where are schools like Bowling Green, Ball State, Miami of Ohio, Illinois State, and others getting $20.5 million? The haves have always had it. Don't get me wrong. The have-nots have always not had it. But this is obvious. This is obvious to me that the bigger schools are going to break away. Smaller schools are going to be farm system. Play well at our school. See, the European basketball model is this. Anymore, you got to go play at a lower level, put up numbers to get to a higher level. That's how you do it in Europe. Unless, of course, you're a draft pick that doesn't make it, then you can go into a higher level over in European basketball. I used to tell my players, play at a level you can drop 20, 25, and then you'll have a longer career. Go to a level where you can't, and they'll cut you. Now you got to figure out how to get back in. That's what this is. Go to Ball State. Play well. You'll get to Indiana. No, it's crap. It sucks, but it's the world we live in. All right, we'll be right back. 1 hour show today. Simone Biles, baby, where you been? You made this big-ass comment we haven't seen from you, heard from you. We'll be right back.